Hello, everybody. Today, in 1540, Pope Paul III gave a charter to the Jesuits, an order of monks in the Roman Catholic Church that still thrives. It was founded by St. Ignatius Loyola and a couple of others, and among Ignatius Loyola's writings are his spiritual exercises, and among his spiritual exercises is described the examen, which I think is a very helpful exercise for all of us, whether we are believers or not. And though I shall use religious language in describing it, I'm sure anybody who doesn't believe in God can equally easily translate what I'm saying into something that would be valuable for them. There are 5 stages. In the first, you find stillness. You put yourself in God's presence. Remind yourself that you're in God's presence. In the second, you review the events of the day, or the previous day if you're doing it in the morning. You go over in your mind all the things that happened, and you pick out particularly those things for which you can be grateful, and you try and be grateful for as many things as you possibly can, so that gratitude is an important part of the second stage. And then in the third stage, you focus particularly on what you were feeling, whether how you were feeling for the whole day, or how you were feeling for just one of the things that happened in that day, and the good feelings, the bad feelings, whatever. That's a value I shouldn't give to feelings, because anger and frustration are just as important feelings as joy and delight. But gather together the feelings and reflect upon them, and then what you might learn from them. And then in the fourth stage, pick on one particular incident or feeling in the day to focus on, to see if there's anything you can learn from it, or in Christian terms, whether there's anything God is trying to say to you through it, to really sort of analyze one particular thing. And then lastly, to bring to your reflection and preparation for the next day, for what lies ahead, to bring all the things that you've thought and felt and discovered through the first 4 stages of the examen. I think that's a really excellent model for how all of us, whether believers or not, could spend a few moments every day. It's emphasis for me on being grateful, and on how we're feeling, and not just on what we're doing, are key elements. But I think it's enormously valuable to have that kind of structure. It's what I've described as a slightly Bowdlerized version, because for Ignatius, recognition of fault and seeking amendment and pardon was more significant than it comes out in what I've just described, and you may think that's helpful to you too, but for many of us it's not helpful. It's much more helpful to be positive and to think about the good things. But however you use the examen, I do recommend it, and I think for all of us it can be a way of helping us to grow in our lives.